Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm Angel PT, and for today what we have here is Styx, Shards of Darkness. So this is the second game of Styx, and this game was developed by Cyanide, the same developers as the first game, and it's using Unreal Engine 4 for the first time. The first game used Unreal Engine 3. And Cyanide is well known for developing games like Pro Cycling Manager or Bloodborne. So as you can see, despite this game is using Unreal Engine 4, and I was expecting it to be very demanding or unoptimized, in fact the game runs great. I'm using the Epic settings, which is the Ultra settings, but in the Unreal Engine games it's called Epic. Well, that's stupid, but that's their decision. And I'm using borderless exclusively just because AMD Relive was having troubles with the full screen for recording, because in other hand I feel recommended to go with the full screen because the input lag is not as high as with the borderless, okay? So, what is Styx? Styx is essentially a stealth game. It's like playing Thief, but instead of being in a third-person perspective and playing as a human, you play as a goblin in the third person, and you have some powers that you can use. But overall, the game really reminds me of Thief, but with a couple of jokes made by the goblin and some powers and, well, some other stuff. But it's essentially a stealth game where you pretty much steal stuff and apply powers. It's very interesting at all. So talking a little bit now and very quickly about the performance. The game on Epic performs always in this first level above the 30s. I never tried the other levels, but I'm assuming that they are more and less at the same level of demandingness, of being demanding, and more or less at the same level as this first level. But again, on Epic the game never dropped from the 30s, it was very close to it. The eye settings gives us a small boost on FPSs. There isn't too much of a difference on performance comparing the Epic with the eye. The game recommended the eye, but I tried the Epic and it was fine. The normal settings, you start to notice a little bit less quality, but nothing too serious. I fully recommend you to always leave the textures at least on the eye settings, because we have 2 GB of VRAM or more, depending on the card that you have. And with 2 GB graphic card you can use the eye or the Epic textures, so it's really up to you. If you have the 1 GB version of the HD 7850, then you should use the textures on medium or low. All the rest of the settings applies for the CPU or the GPU power, okay? So it means that if you have 2 GB graphic card, again you should use the eye or the Epic. And if you want to achieve the 60 FPS, you can drop all the other stuff to the low, okay, but just leave the textures on high, because this game with the textures on medium or on low, you start to notice a very big difference in quality. And regarding the other effects, it's just more or less like ambient occlusion or level of details or just the shadows, and the shadows on low is not really that bad. So that is why I'm telling you to leave the textures on high if you are going to aiming for the low settings. And you might ask, why the hell should I aim for the low settings if you say that this game runs nice on Epic? Well, because you might want to play at 60, and the only way to play at 60 this game is putting the game on low. But to not look so bad, you should put the textures on high, or if you have the 1 GB graphic card, you should use the textures on medium and hope that didn't stutter so much, because the median is more or less acceptable, but the textures on low are really ugly. So that's all that I want to talk for now about Styx Shards of Darkness. If you want to hear a better discussion about the frame rate without recording and in multiple settings, just check the end of the video. There is a timestamp there on the description, and you can find the results for the low, medium, high and ultra on the description of the video. Okay, so hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
To infinity and beyond. waiting for Tarzan yell? Forget about it. Carnage has begun training recruits. Well, this is gonna be short and sweet. How long will 2 against 1 take him? Combatants for attacking, reaping, neutralizing, and annihilating all goblins to be eradicated. C-A-R-N-A-G-E. Crappy name. They must have been paying the guy who wrote it by the letter. They're really scraping the barrel if they're recruiting here in Shitville, Thoban. Given the scum that live around here, better tear down these posters. Otherwise, this little toilet of paradise will turn into a real stinking hell. I'll never get used to that.
Maybe it was nothing after all.
The gear on this bench looks usable. With a few... I should be able to put together some nasty surprises.
See what we found during the last raid?
Yeah, nice one. I was sure it had disappeared since the fall of Akanash.
Me too. We'll make a ton of money out of it. I hope you've stashed it somewhere safe.
Of course. What do you take me for? I hid it in the old secret room.
Oh. The one behind the bookcase?
Shh. Why not just shout it from the rooftops?
A hiding place behind a bookcase. Talk about originality. A little green hot sauce is not bad. For me, at least. It's my lucky day. The casket distribution list. Good luck to the fool who gets to even up the bill. Let's see if there's something useful around here. That's a rare vintage. This one's going in the cellar.
Have you seen the posters? Carnage is recruiting. There's squads hunting goblins in other places too. It'd be a good way to get out of this shithole.
I don't think I'm made for the job. Those things scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's true. You wouldn't last a day, and there's some real hard cases in the squads. We've got you now,
Shit.
Goblin!
Hold yourself!
Die!
Son of a bitch.
Like a
Oh, you are
cockroach.
dead!
Yeah,
Ah, you're dead meat, Tiny. Here!
Ah, the Silver Goblet. Used to be the best bar in this part of Thoban. Looks like the change. Did you stream that? I want a percentage on your best Goblin Death compilation.
Hello boys and girls, welcome to the performance section of the video. So as you can see, and like I told you, the game on Epic was always above the 30s, and to be honest, the frame rate was pretty much, if you look to the yellow line, was pretty much between the 30s and the 50s. There were some sequences there near the 60. The eye settings was very similar. The median, which is the blue line, it was pretty much between the 50s and the 70. There was a little bit more demanding sequences where it got to lower 40s. And the low settings, as you can see, it looks that it was pretty much always above the 70s. There was a quite exceptions there where it reaches 60s and stuff, but it was pretty much it. So if you want to target 60 FPS on low, only 2% of the frames are going to be lower than 60, the median 65%, and the eye and the Epic never reached too much above the 60, so it's more of 30 FPS for the experience for the Epic and the eye. Anyway, I should recommend you to play with the Epic or the eye settings. The VRAM usage on Epic was 2 GB. The RAM usage was 4.2, so 4 GB might cut it, but yet I should recommend you to have at least 6 or 8. CPU usage was incredible fine, there was no problems with the CPU was between the 30s and the 50%, and GPU usage never dropped at all from the 99%. So the game is very well optimized, it's a fun game, and if you enjoy stealth, this game you should really buy it, because it's actually a good game, despite many people don't really notice that it exists. So again, that's all that I want to talk about Styx Shards of Darkness. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Any doubt, leave on the comment section. Goodbye.